learning English for, Min? When did you start to learn English?
I started learning English since I was 6.
Wow, 6 years old. That's why your English is so good, because you've been learning English for such a long time.
Yes.
Excellent. That's good. And what is your main reason now to want to improve your English? Is it for professional reasons, for your job, your work? Is it for tourism, for travel, or is it a personal interest of yours, Min?
Well, I signed up so I could learn about IELTS. I want to do IELTS test.
Right. You wanted to learn about IELTS. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. So you're going to take the exam, and so you wanted to improve your English so that you have a good result with the IELTS test. Is that right?
Yes.
Excellent. Very good. So, the next question I wanted to ask you is, what do you most want to improve with your English? Is it the grammar, the vocabulary, the pronunciation, or the speaking, Min?
Grammar.
Yes, the grammar. Okay.
Or improve my grammar.
So you're saying the grammar and what else did you say you wanted to improve?
Only grammar.
Just the grammar. Right. Okay. Well, that's great. So, did you see my video? Were you able to watch my video on my italki profile page, where I present my teaching methods? Did you have the opportunity to watch that video, Min?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. Okay, but that's okay. Not to worry. So I can give you a demonstration of my teaching method so that you see what it's like. So that'll be good. And so it's for the biblical English. And how familiar actually are you with biblical English, Min? Have you read the Bible before?
No.
You haven't read the Bible before. Okay. And so let me just send you then a link to the NKJV version of the Bible. And the first part of this methodology is a pronunciation exercise. So if you open the link I sent you in the Skype chat, and then read for me, please, Min, the first 4 verses of Luke chapter 1. That's verses 1, 2, 3, and 4 in English. And I'll correct any mistakes you make in your pronunciation. Is that all right, Min?
So I'm reading chapter 1.
That's right. Chapter 1, verses 1, 2, 3, and 4 in English, please.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Inasmuch
Yes.
as many have taken in hand to set in order a narrative of those things which have been fulfilled among us.
Good.
Yes, as those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses
Yes.
and ministers of what delivered them to us.
Good.
It seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to
Yes.
write you an ordinary account, most excellent caregivers,
Mm-hmm.
that you may know the certainty of those things in which you were instructed.
Right. Well, that's excellent. So you've read that ever so well then, Min. So thank you very much for reading that. So that was the first part. That was the pronunciation exercise. So the second part is the comprehension part, where you tell me which words were difficult for you to understand, and then I will translate those words for you and explain those words for you, rather. Now, can I just ask you, which other languages do you speak other than English and Vietnamese? Do you speak any other languages, or are you learning any other languages, Min?
No, I always speak two language.
Just English and Vietnamese. Okay, that's great. So, which words were difficult for you to understand there in that paragraph that you read earlier, please, Min?
Calculus, is that a name?
Theophilus, yes, that is the name of a person. Okay. Now, you know that names are very meaningful. They have a significance, they're representative and symbolic, and they can tell you more about yourself and your character, personality, what you're called to do. Also, it gives you also a direction for your life. And so it's very, very important to know the meanings of names. So, for example, the name Min. Do you know what your name means, Min? What does Min mean? Do you know?
Not.
What does it mean?
Not.
Sorry? I didn't hear very well what you said. Can you write it in the Skype chat for me, please, Min? Smart. Yes. Wow. Well, that certainly is a very good name that you have there. Wow, that's wonderful. I like that. Right. So now this name Theophilus. So you asked me about this word Theophilus, what it means. So here it's ancient Greek, okay, which is what was used for the New Testament, along with some Aramaic. And we have two words there, Theo and Philos. That's also the methodology I give to my students, how to better understand, longer, more difficult words. You need to break them down into the different parts. And then if you understand each part separately, which is much easier to do, then you can put all the parts together again, and then you'll have a better understanding of the word as a whole. Do you see what I mean, Min? You understand this methodology, this technique. Okay, that's good. So let's look at the first part, Theo. Now, do you know of any words in English which starts with Theo?
Theory?
Theory, yes. Any other words that you know which starts with Theo?
No.
Okay, so have you ever heard of theology or theologian?
Yes.
Right. Do you know what it means? What does theology mean, or what is a theologian?
It's study of God.
Right, exactly, the study of God. So the logy part of theology is like biology, sociology, psychology. It's always the study of something. Now, Theo, quite rightly, means God. So now we know what Theo means. Now we're going to apply the same principle for the second part, philos. Now, do you know any words in English which start with Phil?
Phil.
Yes. What words do you know? Philosophy. Yes, that's exactly right. Very good, Min. Now, can you explain to me what the word philosophy means, please?
I don't know.
It's a little bit difficult. Now, once again, there's the two parts here. There's the Phil part that we're trying to understand the meaning of, and Sophie. Now, Sophie means learning, education, instruction, wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, all of that. Philosophers, they try to understand the meaning of life, basically, where they come from, where they're going, and the reason why all of this is happening. So they just want to know more about things and the study and the love of learning. And that is what Phil means. It means love, as in the love of learning and the love of education and instruction and wisdom and intelligence. So now means a person who loves God. Now, obviously, this can apply to one person who has the name Theophilus, um, just like we have the name. Just, apply to all the people who love God, all the Theophiluses in the world, all the lovers of God. Like for myself, I'm a Theophilus because I love God, and so anybody who's a Christian normally is a person who loves God. They love the Word of God, and they love anything to do with God. Do you understand that better now, Min? This name, Theophilus.
Yes.
Excellent. Very good. So that was, oh yes, are there any other words which were difficult for you to understand in that paragraph that you read?
No.
Okay, that's great. So if you understood that all the other words in that paragraph. Now, the next part, the third part of this teaching method is where you have an even better, fuller, and more complete understanding of what you read before in English by reading the same part of the Bible as you read before, but this time in Vietnamese, in the Vietnamese language. So, I've sent you a link to the NVB, the New Vietnamese Bible. And so if you could then read for me, please, the first paragraph, that's Luke chapter 1, or Luca, as I can see it's written in Vietnamese, chapter 1, verses 1, 2, 3, and 4, please, Min.
Excuse me?
Yes? If you can read that for me in Vietnamese. Exactly the same thing as you read before in English, the same part of the Bible, to have a fuller, more complete, better understanding of the meaning, the context, the setting, the background, and all the other information concerning that text.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nhiều nhiều người đã dụng công well, yeah. water.
Yes?
The translation is wrong.
Oh, there's something wrong? What did you say was wrong? Sorry. Min, what did you say was wrong? I didn't hear what you said was wrong.
The translation.
Ah, right. So if the translation is wrong, then I must find another translation for you. Sorry about that. Sometimes it does happen that they have a bad translation. Okay. Try this one. See if this is a better translation then, please, Min. There we go. I'm sending you the link. If you could just read that for me then, please. And this one is a different version of the Bible. It's the Ban Dik 2011 version of the Bible in Vietnamese. Is this the correct version? Is this the correct translation? And if you don't like that version in Vietnamese, there is another version you can try. I only have 3 versions, so hopefully the third one will be good if the second one is not good either. So hopefully one of those 3 versions will be good. If the first one's not good, hopefully one of the 2 following versions, the second or the third, or the third, are good. Let me know. Oh, the third one is better to read. Okay. Well, if you could read that one then. I don't know if you've already read it or not. Have you already read the third version then, please, Min?
Yes, I have read it.
You've already read it. Okay, well, that's great. So now that you've read it, tell me, how do you find it compared to the English text? Do you understand now the English version better, having read the Vietnamese version in your own native mother tongue language? Do you have a better understanding of the context, the general meaning, the setting, the background, and all the information concerning this paragraph in the Bible?
I still have like I still have or I still read the same idea from both English and Vietnamese text.
Right. So you can see the similarity then between the English and the Vietnamese text. Is that right, Min?
Well,
You can see the similarity. I mean, you understand better the English text having read the Vietnamese text. Is that right? Oh, right. You have the same idea. I see what you mean. So you have the same idea from both texts. Well, that's good. So that's great. That helps you to better understand the idea of it, the details, the meaning, and all the information about it. Well, that's great. So I'm pleased that that you're able to try out this biblical English teaching method. And tell me, how do you find then this teaching method, Min? What's your impression of it? What's your opinion of it? What do you think of it? Do you find it good, helpful, useful, interesting? Does it help you? Does it enable you to better understand the English text?
I don't know.
You don't know if that really helps you or not. Okay. Well, let's try something else then. So, I don't know if you saw on my profile page of italki, I have different courses that I teach, different lessons. Were you able to see all the different lessons? More than half a dozen different lessons which I teach on italki, Min? Yes. Okay. Now there's one called RLS and RPS. So I don't know if you saw that one. So it's RLS and RPS. And that stands for real life situations and role-playing simulations. For example, if you're going for an interview, including well, any interview, job interview, academic interview, etc., then this is a real life situation, and we can practice for that with a role-playing simulation. Like I play the role of the interviewer, you play the role of the candidate, the job applicant, you see? And so I ask you questions, you present yourself, and that way, when the actual real-life interview comes around, you will be better equipped, more confident, with more assurance, and less nervous, of course. So you'll give a better impression during the interview to the interviewer, and hopefully, by grace, of course, we pray that you will then obtain the job you are applying for. You see what I mean, Min? Right. So you want to concentrate on the IELTS. That's good. So let us concentrate on that then. Now, you're still a student. Okay, that's great. So let us concentrate on that. And we'll... oh, yes, in IELTS, of course, there's the different parts. Of course, the reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So, which of those parts do you feel that you need the most practice with, Min?
Writing.
Writing. Okay, excellent. So let's practice the IELTS writing then, in that case. So just one moment whilst I find a text for you that you'll be able to practice your writing with. Right, okay. Now, here I'm going to give you a text, okay? And in fact, what you need to do here, in this particular case, is that I will give you a representation of something like a bar chart, a line graph, or a pie graph, or a table, or a process, or something like that. And this task will test your ability to select and report the main features, to describe and compare the data, identify the significance and trends in factual information, or to describe a process. So you need to write a summary of at least 150 words, okay, to describe this. So do you have a preference for either a line, a graph, a pie chart, a table, a bar chart, a diagram, or a Oh, I think that's all that we have. So which of those you would prefer? A line graph. Okay, let's take a line graph then. So just one moment, please, just whilst I choose a line graph. There we are. Excellent. So this is what I'm going to send to you here. So I'm going to send this in. I'm going to hopefully be able to send this to you in Skype. Okay. Let's see if this works. Yes, that's good. So this is the graph. There we are. I'm sending you the link. So if you can click on that link, please. Min. And describe to me what you see in that line graph, please. So just to explain briefly what it is, so you know what's happening here. We have a line graph here which gives information about the number of Iranian, Greek, and Turkish students who enrolled at Sheffield University between 2005 and 2009. Now here, the exercise is to summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and to make comparisons where relevant. Now, to give you more information about a line graph, okay, so I will send you the information I've just read to you. There we are. So I'm doing a copy paste of this in the Skype chat. So you have all the information there. As this is the writing exercise, therefore you need to write this. I will then, of course, correct your spelling, any grammar mistakes there might be. So this is it. And here also is an explanation about basically what a line graph shows. So it shows how the value of something changes over time. So you have the vertical axis, which shows the quantities, which are the numbers, the percentages, or money, for example. You have the horizontal axis, which shows the different points in time, usually months or years, and different quantities measured. Oh, you all know all this. Okay, that's fine. So I don't need to explain all that to you. Right. So you can write things down now, and minimum 150 words. If you can just write that now, and then I will correct that for you then, Min. Is this a trial lesson? Yes, absolutely. This is a trial lesson that we're doing at the moment. Let me just check if that is correct. that it is indeed a trial lesson. Yes, of course, it's only 30 minutes. So what I suggest is you do this for your homework, okay? And then write your answer in Skype, and I'll then correct it for you, send you the corrections, and also send you a typical answer that you could have given, so that you will be able to see what sort of things you could have written if you hadn't already written those things. So you can do this if for your homework. I'll correct it in Skype once you've sent it to me in Skype. Okay, so minimum 150 words. And I'll also send you then a typical answer to this question, so you can compare it with your answer, and hopefully this will also help you improve your answer, so that if you have an answer, a question like this in the IELTS test, you will then be able to answer this question as well as possible. So we already have overall. Oh, yes, we do have. Yes. Okay. Typical answer from the same website that you use. So you already have the answer from the website. Okay. Well, that's good. But obviously, the idea is to use your own words. Obviously, if you do a copy paste, then, well, I mean, that's obviously much easier. But if you like, just express it in your own words. So you can use this typical answer from the same website, okay, which will then give you, that's right, as homework. That's right. You can write it as homework. So you can use the answer, the typical answer, to help you, and then just express it with your own words, and you could change it slightly if you wanted to introduce other observations you may have made concerning this line graph. So if that's all right for you, then that's great. And then if you would like us to have some more lessons afterwards, then you're very welcome as well. It would be with the greatest of pleasure, Min. And I could give you these different exercises to do, and obviously correct those exercises either during the lesson, or if you do it as homework, I could correct it outside the lesson, so that once you're in the lesson, you could ask any questions you might have of things you may not understand, or things you want more examples about, Min. Do you see what I mean? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's great. So, did you find this a little bit more useful with the IELTS writing exercise?
Yes.
That's good. Well, I'm really pleased to hear that. So, well, I'd like to thank you very much then for the lesson, Min, and so I look forward to your homework and to correcting that for you. And if you'd like us to continue together with some more lessons, then, as I say, I look forward then to speaking with you again in another lesson next time. That'll be great.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
You're ever so welcome, Min. All the best. Take care. Thanks. Cheers. Bye-bye.